My name is John, an apostle and one of Jesus' closest disciples. I am the writer of some of the books of the New Testament and generally known within the Christian tradition as the beloved disciple. I am the son of Zebedee and Salome, and my brother James also belonged to the group of Jesus' 12 disciples. I was a fisherman by profession, and my father was a prosperous man in the fishing business, as he had a few employees. Christian tradition associates my mother, Salome, as being the sister of Mary, the mother of Jesus. If this statement is correct, then I was a cousin of the Lord Jesus. Before I became one of Jesus' disciples, I was a follower of John the Baptist. I had a first encounter with Jesus, and after a short interval of time, I became one of his regular disciples. I got the name John the Evangelist because of the authorship of the fourth Gospel, the Gospel according to John. I also wrote 3 letters, John 1, 2 and 3 in the book of Revelation. I was the youngest of all the apostles. Interestingly, my own name is not explicit in the Gospel I wrote, but I made 2 references to myself as the disciple whom Jesus loved. I was the only apostle who accompanied Christ to his crucifixion. According to tradition, I was the only apostle who died of natural causes. Some events recorded in the Gospels help me to understand a little about what my personality and character was like. On one occasion Jesus called me, along with my brother James, sons of thunder. Most likely this designation pointed to the explosive nature of us 2 brothers. This indicates that we were normally men of controlled emotions, but in certain situations anger would soon rise up in us. While it points to a strong temperament, it also indicates the deep love and great faithfulness that my brother and I had for the Lord Jesus. In John's Gospel there are references to a disciple whom Jesus loved. It is widely accepted that such references designate myself. This means that no one knew Jesus more than I did. I walked with Jesus on a daily basis, and on the great night of the institution of the Lord's Supper, at the celebration of the last Passover, it was I who reclined on Jesus' chest and asked him personally about the identity of the traitor. I was also present on 3 important occasions in Jesus' ministry. On these occasions I was accompanied by Simon Peter and James. When Jesus raised Jairus' daughter from the dead. On the occasion of the Transfiguration. During the period when Jesus was in Gethsemane. In addition, the evangelist Luke also informs us that Peter and I were the 2 people entrusted by Jesus with the preparations for the Passover meal. At the time of the crucifixion, I am the disciple who appears closest to Jesus on Calvary. I also received from Jesus the task of taking care of Mary. Then, I was the one who ran together with Peter to the tomb of Jesus on the resurrection morning. After Jesus' ascension to heaven, I am mentioned prominently in the early church. In the book of Acts, I am often mentioned in the company of Peter. I was one of the main leaders of the church in Jerusalem. Christian tradition attributes to me the authorship of 5 books of the New Testament. They are, the fourth Gospel, 3 epistles, and the book of Revelation. It is true that there are some critics who try to dispute my authorship of some of these works. The fourth Gospel and the book of Revelation are the main targets of this criticism. However, the evidence points much more forcefully to the truth that it was indeed I who wrote all 5 books. I am also popularly known as the Apostle of Love. This characteristic is due to the fact that my letters contain an insistent approach to the love of God. Although I am related to love, my brother James and I were nicknamed by Jesus as Sons of Thunder. A reminder of how energetic and eager for the truth we were. As I followed my entire journey described in the Gospels and in the 3 letters, we realized that I learned to love by realizing how much Jesus loved me. In each moment with Christ my heart had been molded. And from being the son of thunder I became the beloved disciple. It is not possible to say for sure how long I stayed in Jerusalem. But probably I left Palestine at the beginning of the Jewish War, before 69 after Christ. At that time I moved to Asia Minor. Early Christian tradition states that I lived for many years in the city of Ephesus. It was in Ephesus that I would have written my literary works, with the exception of the Book of Revelation. Sometime during the reign of the Roman Emperor Domitian, 81 to 96 after Christ, I was banished to the island of Patmos. It was on Patmos that I received the divine revelations recorded in the Book of Revelation. With the rise of the Emperor Marcus Nerva in Rome, I was released to return to Ephesus. By this time I was probably about 90 years old. Tradition states that I died during the beginning of Trajan's rule, that is, after the year 98, at a very advanced age. Even at an advanced age, I continued to actively exercise my ministry. I was the chief bishop of the churches located in the region of Ephesus, and I fought against the dangerous heresies that threatened the preaching of the gospel. I died of natural causes in the city of Ephesus between the years 98 and 103, where I was buried. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your like and subscribe to the Living Hope channel on YouTube. Activate notifications by clicking on the bell to receive other publications.